Oh, so they got a number they can call.
Yo,
They
yo,
call in.
yo.
Yeah, call the number, y'all.
What's good, folks? It's
They doing like the clapping shit in my head. They doing clapping shit. Y'all can't hear it though, but it's going on for sure.
Hey, we started. We live.
we are live.
Hey, what's up with y'all, man? It's Sunday, and we live in the building. We got a special guest, Young YMTK.
Whoa.
You know,
Yeah.
he's out here. He's from Northern California, East Oakland. Look out! we are. Like, he was about
I ain't
to.
from the Bay, I'm
yeah,
from the town.
I'm from the town. I know. I almost hit you with the Northern California. I was like, yeah, no, he about to get on my helmet in a second. But yeah, so yeah, check it out.
What's
we
the
about
number to call? They said.
so the number.
We're gonna
Okay,
get
so he on his live. So let's just go ahead and get this live going. 323 900
Yeah.
0478. That's the number to call in. We here. We got Dontrell Detroit in the building.
Yo,
What's
yo.
good, man? How was your weekend, bro?
Hey, brother, I can't complain. Well, you know my Niners ain't played yet, so that's usually my opening salvo, waiting for them to come back. But
You saw them Raiders though.
I did. Hey, you
Yeah,
guys.
come
hey,
on, man.
y'all competitive. You know what? Let's give them a round of applause. For that, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
come on,
Yeah.
man. And
They doing the clapping shit again.
we could have
They
had
doing the clapping shit
AB.
in my headphones for the
We
Raiders,
doing
man.
this. We doing this without AB. Oh snap! They called in instantly. Why do we get it? We get the number out too soon.
Yo. This is the radio show, the relationship game. Give us your name and tell us where you calling from.
My name is Andrew.
How you doing, Andrew?
What's good, Andrew?
Great.
What can we?
I'm a big fan of YMTK.
Oh, that's
okay.
lit.
Andrew.
Okay.
Man, appreciate you, bro.
That's what's up. Now you're a little bit premature. 'Cause we ain't even.
Yeah, we barely even got to introduce him, but he a fan.
We ain't introduced him
This
yet.
guy got fans.
We ain't even.
Yeah, man, I'm from Vegas, dog. It's just
Oh, you from
it's
Vegas?
really awesome, man. Reminds me of Wiz Khalifa.
Oh, that's
man.
lit.
That's exotic.
That's what's up. I do get the Wiz Khalifa vibe now. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
You all mellow.
Hope to smoke a blunt with him one day.
Oh, I know.
Roll up.
Hey,
roll
pull
up.
up. What you smoking on, man? What kind of weed you got out there in Vegas? No.
I used to like to lace it with an acid.
Okay.
Okay, you lacing
Yeah,
it with the acid.
you
for
turned
sure.
up. All right, well, hey, man, hey.
Yeah, man, that shit keeps me lit.
Appreciate you tapping in with us. We're going to keep this show rolling, but, hey, continue to listen. Download the Good News app. Download the Good News app, you know what I'm saying, on the App Store so you can finish listening to the show.
Hell yeah, man. Anything for like a feature with YMTK.
You cut him off.
Oh,
All right, hey, yeah, he wanted a feature or something. Hey,
Yeah.
hit him up on the DMs.
sorry, we lost. sorry, we lost you, man.
Yeah, we lost you, but so let's keep this show rolling. What are we gonna dive into? We gonna go some current topics? Are we gonna go with we gotta introduce our guests? Yeah, we got a whole YMTK here in the building. I just said my little quick intro where he from, but we gotta kind of give some context of why he got people calling in damn near before we even started the show.
I feel like that was one of my out-of-pocket ass homies, most likely.
Bro, you think so?
Most likely, once he said the acid.
Well,
All right.
we'll give you just the gist of what's going on. We got Murphy. Is it Joel Holmes?
Yes, sir.
Mr. YMTK was raised in East Oakland, California. Perhaps it's his mother's gospel singing prowess that eventually led him to music. But despite young Murphy's inherent gift for song, it was basketball first that inspired him and earned the second part of his name, The Kid. Homage to the fellow Oakland product, Jason Kidd. After an ankle injury that led YMTK to the University of Santa Cruz, where he began honing his music craft, and the two students that went on to create the RCA pop band 2AM Club, Tyler Cody and Mark Bassie. Oh, really? And then with them, he aggressively developed his music talents, writing, playing shows, and testing his limits abilities with both singing and rapping. When YMTK moved to Los Angeles to pursue the full-time music graduation, he then began his creative outlet to prove fully how to represent his professional potential. To put it simply, Oakland's California, YMTK pushes the envelope. His musicality in today's hip-hop climate, the melodic lyricist, has always comfortably been more out of the box than East Oakland roots would suggest. His music reflects his unique style and his own building innovation from the likes of T-Pain and Music Soul Child. You get the gist of who my man is.
Yeah.
Let's give the man a round of applause. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, in the building.
He's in the
He needs
building.
the applause. Where's the applause,
It's
man?
right
hey,
there. It's
there you
coming
go.
Yeah, they doing it again.
Hey, I
They
appreciate
got the
you, bro.
applause in my headphones, man. Doing
Yeah,
it.
this young brother, I've been able to connect and link with him at a bunch of different things, and it's like we got a whole Wakanda Bay Area, kind of thing going on out here in LA. A lot of entertainers, a lot of people that are, aspiring to do bigger things, make it out this way, and so we got like a dope community of people that we always just are in the industry together, and it's like colleagues. I was able to interview you, get you on Revolt while I was there, and just different events. We've always been at the same place at the same time,
All time.
and so it's dope to just see you keep putting out work in different. I got a cameo. And what was that song? I got a quick.
What you wish for.
What you wish for?
Shout
which
out
is dope.
Solomon. He said, "What you wish for slaps." Right on.
Yeah,
Solomon.
it do
Appreciate
slap
you.
that, and it's vibe. It's different vibes too. So it's not just you might a lot of stuff that I feel like I love that song that you had, that concept where it was like your girl was videoing you or whatever.
Oh, the Undivided video.
Undivided video was
Nice,
lit, and it was ill concept. Kind of artistic concept of the directing, and it was just
Shout out Vari, Rex Light Vari.
yeah. So just different. You got different content to coincide with your music. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that we always do. Is the Bay Area? I feel like we known for our creativity, our coming just different than most people would expect you to come. And so shout out to you, and thank you for pulling up for us, man.
It's
we're
love, man.
gonna
Thank
have
you for having me,
we're
bro.
gonna have a deep dive into a couple topics, but I don't know. First, like I said, shout out to the Raiders, man. You know what
Shout
I'm
out
saying?
to the Raiders for sure, man.
Look, man, y'all did y'all thing. Derek
Yeah.
Carr is doing his thing. I guess y'all not tanking after all.
Yeah,
That's,
AB. I think that he should have just took that $30 million and just stayed with us. You know what I'm saying?
you know
Now
what I'm
he
saying?
over here miserable.
Well, this is his first reprimand. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody ever told him no before. And so now, he's always going to do what he wanted to do. And so nobody would stop him. He was getting away with it. Hell, he went from $30 million to go sign for another 15 plus incentives with 15 more.
Yeah,
had it worked out.
15 ain't
You know what I'm
30.
saying?
Y'all
and even now,
he could be winning. He could be having $30 million in the
Appreciate
bank.
what you got.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's
but-
a real
And even now,
statement.
they
Always
itching the
green.
signing. You know what I'm saying? So he still got to go see the commissioner's office. But now
Yeah.
the bills is still coming, and he I ain't playing football. So he's
Yeah, he
let me go and act right. But anyway, okay. So again, I'm Dontrell Detroit, and glad to be back in the building.
I got some. I do got some questions.
If-
Okay.
If
Sorry,
you
sorry,
want
cut you off. Yeah, go
if
ahead.
you want to call in, the number is 323-900-0478. Again, the number is 323-900-0478. You can hit us. You can hit us in the chat room. You know what I'm saying, at the goodnewsradiostation.com. If you want to hear all the sound effects and the music, because we got some music. It's chill for us, but y'all can't hear it unless you
Yeah.
actually.
Y'all probably don't hear. It's hella shit going on in the headphones.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. We grew. We got a vibe in here.
It's
So if you want to be a
definitely
part
a
of that vibe, you just go to the Good News Radio Station or download the app, because we do have an app and whatnot.
Yeah. And you see us. We the relationship game. We got I'm giving my prayer hand pose, on the icon and yeah. So
Just
it's a
make it
vibe,
y'all.
y'all.
Don't
It's
click
a
listen
vibe.
live.
It's
So-
a vibe.
So today we're talking about accountability in relationships, so to speak. And
Oh, for real?
yeah.
Look, he trying to run.
Girl, I gotta get on. And so I'll actually have there's a young lady that'll be calling in a little later, and she's the one that sparked my interest via the topic, because I think I sent you the picture. I don't know if
You
got
did it, yeah.
right? Can you pull it up for me and
All right.
read it? But it just really, I don't know. Sometimes I be dumbfounded about how some people think. We're all different. You know what I'm saying? And you just assume certain stuff, and just even with some stuff that's going on personally, accountability keeps rearing its ugly head. You know what I'm saying? And there's these posts that
I got the meme.
Okay, just a second.
All right.
So there's a post. You know how the people post I really don't want to say this, but somebody needs to hear this,
Yeah,
and then they say
somebody
something.
needs to hear this.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't know who needs to hear this.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I hate those. But one of them, the girl
You
said,
need to.
Yeah, one of the girls, and the one, it was a good one. She said, she was like, whatever's happening and going on in my life is your fault. You know what I'm saying? And it's just accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes we pawn a lot of stuff off on other people, and we don't accept what comes our way. So, Charles, do me a favor and read the meme.
Okay. So this meme was posted, and it says, "When are we going to tell men to do better? Question mark. Instead of telling women to choose better."
All right, now the lady that posted it, for the love of Paris, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
For the love of Paris. Okay, so shout out to her. All right, and so whenever she calls in, we'll be ready for it. So again, the number is 323-900-0478. If you want to call in and give your 2 cents. So essentially, how I heard this, and I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So this is really why I reached out to her and I asked her. I'm like, because I don't really know how she was presented. She's asking why should we question her choices or women's choices of men and tell them to do better. And in a brief conversation that I had with her today, she said men don't ever say that. She's like, that's never said about men. Like, nigga, you got to choose better women. And I'm like, I hear that shit all the time amongst men. I'm like, but we don't scream to the rooftop, so it's not as audible. You know what I'm saying? And then the failure isn't as present. You know what I'm saying? We know we chose the wrong chick. You know what I'm saying? If your girl trifling, or you end up with in a bad situation, and you know you saw the signs that you shouldn't have been with her, but you chose her anyway. First off, it's not much really for us to say. We know that, right? Mm-hmm. But I think where that post comes in is as to where we know, and we'll take the accountability. Like, yeah, I fucked that up. You know what I'm saying? I should have known. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, especially women, will pawn that off and say, and be mad because of what we did wrong to them in that relationship. This is not saying that whoever is doing these women wrong didn't wrong them, but as I just said to you, a lot of times we see these signs coming, and so when we ignore them and then shit goes south or doesn't go appropriate, we have nobody to blame but ourselves.
All right, so what's the question?
How in the world? the question is, why is it incumbent upon men to tell you to do better, and at the end of the day, you still have to choose better? Because even in her conversation, she let
him answer.
What?
I'm saying let him answer the question.
I'm going to. In her conversation, because I'm giving context to what she said. In her conversation, she said, you know, he has a girl, he does it wrong, has a girl, does it wrong, has a girl, and then he meets his match, and then he's the perfect man. Based off of that, so reread that.
Oh shoot! All right, I'm trying to go live. All right, so when are we going to tell men to all right, sorry, I'm trying to do my reading accent. All right, when are we going to tell men to be better instead of women to choose better? Which, yeah, that's kind of crazy a little bit to hear. But I don't know, like accountability, there's always like self-esteem, and it's like, this is yourself, so you need to like esteem yourself or whatever. Or, you know, what is like, okay, you could tell somebody to be better, but that doesn't mean that the woman is going to choose that better person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like.
So do you think it's on us to have them to choose better?
Nah. I mean, there's always going to be A, B, C, D options. You know what I'm saying? No matter, I don't know. Like, it just depends on you. There's always going to be options. It's not going to be you're not just going to have a whole collective of like. It's not like what I was saying earlier, Wakanda, where you're just like a bunch of like dudes that could be Black Panther at any time, and it's just like they just like super dope dudes. So if you choose to go down the path and choose some random scumbags, I mean that doesn't mean that there wasn't, you know, you gotta kind of, you know what I'm saying, like what do you? It's just about the person and their choices that they make, and I don't think telling people to be better men isn't a bad thing per se, but it's not a guarantee that the woman that's making bad choices is gonna all of a sudden just be like, yeah, I'm tired of dating this type of dude, I'm gonna just go for the solid dudes all of a sudden. You know, I don't know. What you think, man? You kind of pondering on some things over there.
I'm really just taking it all in. Mm-hmm. I don't think we should be telling anybody anything. Like, you know, telling girls to do better or choose better, telling guys, like, just mind your own business.
Yeah.
To be honest, if everybody focused more on self-development and bettering themselves, then we wouldn't be in a lot of situations that we're in the first place. So it's like every relationship isn't meant to work out. Every relationship isn't meant to have a grand meaning. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to just go through shit, and sometimes things work, sometimes things don't. But at the end of the day, I feel like there's a time where you choose to be the best person that you could be for whatever relationship that you're in.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like a lot of it has to do with that other person, but it's like more about you.
Yeah.
You know, you get to a certain point where you mature or develop into the type of person that can be in a healthy relationship or in a relationship that makes you and somebody else better. You know, that's what healthy is to me.
Yeah. And so you saying that wouldn't like telling somebody or steering, like telling dudes to be like, yo, you should kind of do something. You don't feel like it's your place to kind of step in.
Yeah, like what do you mean do better? Like, what do you mean? Like I'm just doing whatever I'm doing.
Yeah,
like if it's not what I was supposed to be doing, then that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like no, don't do bet. Like just do whatever you're supposed to be doing. If you fuck up, you're a human being. You're going to fuck up. It was your time to fuck up. Now, if you learn from that, then it was a lesson. If you don't, then it was a loss. Keep taking L's if you want to. I don't care. Why am I giving you advice on what's going to make you happy?
Yeah.
You don't care enough to do it. Like, why am I talking to you about it?
Yeah.
I need to be focusing on myself. Same way you need to be focusing on yourself.
Yeah. Nah, it's definitely. I do feel like women are not women, but people need help or people need relationship advice or kind of they kind of lean on each other to kind of
look at where we're getting advice from.
Yeah,
you're getting advice from some of the worst sources to get advice. Mm-hmm. You're looking for comfort or direction or even just validation from like terribly toxic people that are jealous of you, people that do not share your perspective or morals, or somebody that doesn't even know you that wrote something clever that now has shifted your perspective.
Oh yeah, the memes and all that. Yeah,
like bruh, what? Like
relationship goals.
Shut up and just look inside of yourself. Better yourself. You know what's wrong. Like if you really just shut up, just listen.
So through your music, you kind of do express different. You explore topics of that nature, like relationship or guy and girl, whatever that type of thing is. Like, do you kind of feel like you just talk about your own experiences, or you kind of talk about things that you inspire to be, or what? You know what I mean?
It's a combination of a lot of things. A lot of it for sure is like first person experience. But at the same time, like I'm documenting just life as I experience it. So it don't always have to be me, like in the situation, even if I'm writing as if it's me. Sometimes it's a homie or sometimes it's a girl, Yeah. I'm writing from a whole different perspective. And I never even said it was from a girl's perspective. Like obviously, me as a songwriter, I write for a lot of girls too. Mm-hmm. But sometimes it's like the whole narrative that I've created, that was a story that was told to me by a girl. And I'm just, that's just what it is, That's when I start to use my sociology degree.
Hey, I heard that. Yeah, we missed that part in the bio.
You know what I'm saying?
I heard that.
And, that's just the study of the world and the people within it and how it's working, how it's evolving, what has shaped how we are and what's, probably where we're going to get to, So I think that goes into all the songwriting that I do, like relationships and love and shit is such a big part of life, Mm-hmm. So it's like I'm just going through life and experiencing it, you feel me?
Is there accountability in love? And if so, what is it? Because we know love is to be an abstract situation, right? So if it's not really concrete, but our heart is, so to speak.
What is accountability?
Let's define it. What would accountability be for you in this situation as it pertains to love?
So you know how they say like you gotta hold yourself accountable.
Yeah.
Holding yourself accountable is what?
Look, in my opinion, I just say you got to be responsible for somebody's feelings. Now, everybody's feelings change, right? So your feelings is more sensitive than his and mine, or whatever the case may be. And if I'm in love with you, it's incumbent upon me to know how to move to not hurt you and to respect you in whatever endeavors that I do. And we move accordingly. That may not be, with one person may be different, but the problem is my accountability and my perception is subjective. So I may think I'm being accountable, and you may thinking I'm fucking up or I'm being insensitive. You know what I'm saying? Or not.
I just feel like accountability, like that word, is like it's judgmental. You know what I'm saying?
Like you're supposed to do something?
Yeah, it's like you got to be accountable. That means like I have to tell myself, or someone is telling me, or I'm telling someone. It involves like it has like the connotation that it's like you're not doing right.
Yeah.
You know, like hold yourself accountable. It's a judgment type situation.
I feel that. To me, it's just being cognitively aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say when you got the accountability comes in when you got kids, maybe when you have like a deeper commitment of like husband and wife, maybe friends, you know. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like
what we're saying is in love there is no real such thing as being accountable as it pertains to.
Well, see, when you talk about like emotion and like feelings, right? And everybody having feelings, and you're responsible for those people's feelings if you're in a relationship with somebody, right? The feelings are forever changing.
Correct.
So if you're responsible for something that's changing all the time, it is no way for you to do the job right all the time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So we just got to be aware, because think about it. We're in love, and forget the fact that we're in love, we're people, and we're changing all the time.
Yeah.
Yet, we desire love in a certain way that's changing all the time. So we know we can't get it right. Right? It's just not to fuck you over so much in such a disrespectful way to where you're foul, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, when I hear be accountable, is don't be foul. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you know you got a chick at home and you cheating, you know what I'm saying? You cheat with discretion. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, don't just be out here running amok and you seeing everybody that I know with, you know what I'm saying, with you and somebody else. You know what I'm saying? That's a little different. But that's why I said, to me, being accountable is really just being cognitively aware. You're right. You know what I'm saying? I am responsible for somebody's feelings who is changing, and her feelings, or that is dependent upon a circumstance at that given moment that could change between now and then. However, as long as there's transparency and I can talk to her, then we good. And we can be accountable in that regard. Perfect and accountable are two different things. Right and wrong and accountable, to me, are not necessarily synonymous either. It's just me trying to move in a certain way that doesn't disrespect you and try to placate to you into where we can get along and have fun.
So when you say is there accountability in love, then there's obviously accountability in love.
Well, I was asking you. That was my take. I mean, you may feel different. I mean, I'm sensing that, because the first thing you said is it's a judgment, and we know
that's why I asked. My initial reaction was, what is accountability? Because before I answer that question, I want to know, like, everybody has different, you know what I'm saying?
Right. But that's why I was asking you, what does that mean to you?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When I think about the word accountability, to me, it feels like judgment. It feels like a judgmental word. Not that that's good or bad. It's a judgmental word.
Yeah. So it's not something it's not a word that will come up in a situation like this for you. Like, you wouldn't.
I try to leave judgment out of love.
As you should. I believe.
As a human being, obviously,
right,
it's hard to do that. But it's like, you know, I try to do that. I try to leave judgment out of it.
Yeah. What Oh, so I have this question I want to ask. I got like 3 questions I want to ask every
Go ahead,
guest.
run it.
So this are just yes or no questions, just to kind of switch it up, right? And we'll get back to the topic. So this are yes or no answers, right? All right. So
I don't like this.
in Uno, can you add, like, can you do a draw 4 and add? If I got another draw 4, can I add on to that draw 4? If you throw down a draw 4, and the next
I
person,
do.
yeah,
You do it?
Yeah, can I add on to the
To
draw
make
4?
it draw 8?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right. And Monopoly, do you put the like money from like taxes or whatever? Does that go under free parking?
No.
Okay, I'm just curious. And then so with spades, do you do?
Hey, yo, man, I'm going to let you know I don't play games.
You don't play? You say, no.
All these games, man.
You
I don't
don't play?
got time. I don't play. I quit school because of recess.
Right.
Oh, my bad.
No, I'm playing.
Out of all the guests, he's
I'm actually hella good at dominoes.
Oh, that's your junk bones.
Yeah.
So then, like, that would be, I guess, that in the bones realm, that would be. You don't play spades?
No.
All right, yeah. So okay. So
Pertaining to bones.
pertaining to bones.
Yes
I guess,
or no?
Yeah. Do you have to
5 doubles. Do you throw your hand in?
Yeah.
4,
Yeah.
3.
No.
3 doubles?
No, it's 4 doubles and 5 of the same suit.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a bones thing. I ain't even
That's a
hip to
bones
it.
Yeah. What's going on with these game questions?
Nah, it's, you
Just
know,
curious about how people play in different parts
you
of
know-
the world.
yeah, and you know what is crazy because Snoop always, I love when he did his show, the GGN News,
Yeah.
and he'll have like all these like lists of like questions that's like kind of universal,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like, do you rather be hot or cold? What's the first thing you do when you wake up? All these like just questions I hear ask every guest.
They're
so-
palate cleansers.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I just like to I think I'm like introducing something new where I just like break up the monotony.
Yeah,
And just,
respect.
and just throw in a random segment, you know what I'm
Shout out
saying?
Mr. Carmack. I wore a Mr. Carmack hat for a month and a half straight. They said I wouldn't do it.
Hey, you're a legend.
Yes, sir. You see, I got the Pilo hat on.
Pilo.
I'm going on a couple weeks. I just be wearing my homies' clothes. Alexander Spit gave me this Hundreds hoodie one time,
That was dope.
and I just be wearing like whatever my homies give me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's respect. Cause I love like people. Some people kind of feel like, you know, if people give away something, then you might not appreciate it. But I'll be like, I love that even more. Like
Yeah.
that's the stuff I be rocking. Like I love free stuff.
Straight up.
I love like
Especially
free
when it's like,
swags.
bro, you know, I see a lot of the work that goes into a lot of shit, you
Yeah.
know? So it's like me being able to like rock
Help the
a
cause.
hat or something like that, and people being like, "Oh, that's a cool green hat. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of hat is that?" You know?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, "Oh, actually, this is my homie Carmack's hat." You know?
Yeah.
He's hella clean at music, and he's like a genius and shit.
Yeah.
So this hat's cool, but like it represents something way bigger.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
That's why I be liking the clothes. And if the clothes is fly, then I just like fly shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
But it's just like all my homies merch and shit. It really
Yeah.
it means something when I put it
Yeah.
on. It's like, bro, nigga, we did.
Yeah.
You know? I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
that. I feel that way.
Yeah, we I forgot. That reminds me of when we was at that party. I got that my cousin. Shout out to my cousin Jamil party.
Yeah, Big
that we-
Juice.
Yeah, Big Juice. And we was at the lituation, and I got my watch that I got on. I got from that party.
Nice.
It was G-Eazy's party.
That's hard.
And then I took a picture of you and Brandy.
Oh
that
my
was
God,
lit,
you
right?
took several. That was
You
incredible.
and Brandy had a moment.
That was
at
an
that party.
incredible situation, bro. Thank you. That was a milestone in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Brandy's a
y'all
sweetheart.
gonna do a song together or something?
Yeah, we got something in the works. Don't even trip. Nah, not yet, but for sure soon.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that out there. 2020. Me
Yeah.
and Brandy gonna be in the studio.
In the stew.
Yeah.
Putting in work. No, that's lit. No, I definitely seen like I just love like how genuine her spirit and just how dope she is she's like a dope human being.
Crazy.
Like obviously she's
Crazy.
talented and
Yeah.
all of that, but like it takes a dope person to just be able to chill as hard as she was chilling and just
Next level.
so approachable, so like dope. So shout out
She
to Brandy.
threw me
man.
off. I
Yeah.
told her straight up, like, so what? Wait, what's going on? Like, why are we even talking?
Yeah.
What?
I see my wife, her and my wife at first. When I was asking her for a picture with my wife, she thought I was trying to ask her to take a picture of me and my wife or whatever. I was like, "Are you?"
I
chill?"
wish you would take a picture of me and my wife, Brandy. If you don't give me back that
I
phone,
know. I was like,
Oh, I got-
yeah.
Brandy,
I was
give
like,
me that.
yeah.
Stop.
I was like,
What are you doing?
Yeah, like, time out. No.
That's nuts.
Hey,
Yes, me and Pilo are gonna do more music. We do hella music all the time. Sorry.
yeah. Hey, they gotta. You gotta shout out the live. Who is that?
Yeah.
Who is that on? Tell them to call
Razzle
in.
Dazzle. Call
Yeah,
in, man.
call in, give
Razzle
them the
Dazzle
number.
21.
Tell them no prank calls though.
No prank calls. Don't be talking about acid and shit. Acid is cool if that's your bag, bro. But
Yeah.
we ain't talking about that right now.
Yeah.
Now
we
what's
on
happening?
here. He came on. We gotta give him the number. 323
323.
900
Yeah.
0478. All right, man. Well, and then we was talking about accountability, right? And so when something that's kind of been hitting the waves, and it's like since it's Sunday, kind of made its rounds, but basically like a big conversation because a part of it was gender roles and accountability, and so this is a little bit of a stretch, but basically T.I. They got he went viral on the news because he was on a podcast and it was talking about his daughter, him taking his daughter to the gynecologist, like when she was 16, and I guess up until she like left the house, he would like take her and just basically make sure her hymen was still intact or whatever, right? And so he did a podcast with two women, and it was basically just like he was just saying like, yeah, that's part of our, when her birthday come up, I make an appointment and we go, and you know what I'm saying, and he felt like that was, him connecting with her and making sure she was good, like I guess being accountable as a father, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so for me, I mean, my personal view on what he was saying, I'm like, I just think that he was coming from a place of just saying like, this is where this is my household, and I'm gonna this is how I see that things should be ran, and I'm connected with my daughter. I might be overprotective in a sense, or if however you see it, but I'm gonna make sure that she's doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I think that a lot of people gave him flack for that, but I felt like, you can run your house how you see fit, and I don't know. The daughter was open to like sharing that. She had to sign off, and she was open to sharing that information. So there is a level, like at the end of the day, he has to be accountable to his wife, his household, and he's making sure that he doesn't end up being a grandfather at like early age, I guess. It's a trip right here. Right? They smile at each other.
I didn't know how he wanted to touch it first.
You want me to comment on that?
Yeah, please, yeah.
Bro, I don't care what T.I. does. Like, in the most respectful way, he's a legend. He's like an extremely intelligent man, and he's a black man. So it's like, I love him, but I don't care what T.I. does. That's what I'm saying about the whole, like, telling somebody what they need to be doing or how they need to be doing it or how they need to be feeling about shit. What?
Who are you?
I don't need to be having an opinion on how T.I. raises his kids unless it spills over into my world. Yeah. And his kids is like, yo, this nigga's like strangling us, bro, and like we need help. Then it's like, hey,
That's
bro,
different.
what's up with T.I. and his kids?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if he's taking his underage child to go get a checkup to make sure that she is a virgin or make sure she's clean or safe or just
whatever the case.
That's what you do with your kids.
Yeah.
If he's doing that, then bruh, I don't know, like that's what he's doing. I can't I can't subscribe to any type of behavior that puts me in a situation where I'm now judging T.I. for how he raises kids. That's foreign to me. But that's, as I said, like, this why that's my first live and shit. I'm hella different. I'm weird. I'm over here in the real world. You feel me? Using the internet as a tool and fucking with it every now and then. It's cool. I'm not saying it's the devil, but I'm just like, I'm living in a different world. Because people really think it's okay. Like what you said, he went viral. It's hella people invested in what he's doing. Like, what? And the world wasn't like that. You know, it wasn't like that. It used to be like,
maybe it was, but we never knew.
Yeah, I'm like,
you know what I'm saying? Because
like,
racism didn't really exist out here unless it's corporate. And then you raise out here in California, you're like, niggas ain't getting hung and shot like that. Then they start live in the shit. Niggas is real, still get shot.
I understand on that level. I'm saying, like, as human beings, we not supposed to be as connected as we are.
No, I
we're
agree.
Too connected. No. We have too much access to ourselves, like, and everything. So it's like
we've never been this.
We've never been in the history of mankind.
I agree.
So when I say it's not supposed to be like that,
bro,
but that's something really inside you, right?
Yeah.
Like I just
remember when I said shut up and listen.
Yeah.
That's something inside you, bro. Being like,
my grandma told me that when I was younger.
This ain't cool.
Like, boy, you learn a lot from listening as a baby. You learn the world.
Listen to yourself.
Listen.
Yeah.
Like, you know the phone ain't cool. You be like, niggas be like, oh yeah, I slept way better, and now I put my phone over there and it's 5 feet. And, bruh, that lets you know the phone ain't cool.
I have to go find my phone.
But we like this.
Yeah.
And it's cool. I mean, I feel y'all on live fucking with me. It's all good. Buy my album.
But what's the saying? The devil is in the details. And this gives you so much access and so much detail about everybody. And even to answer your question, but separately, not in T.I.'s business, there's women, daughters out there that don't have fathers that wish they did have a father to take them to a doctor.
Especially if they, say for instance, they did have something
or
going
just
on.
to care.
Yeah, I'm gonna say just to care.
Just to fucking care enough to take that step.
You know, some girls wish. You know what I'm saying? We trip. It's funny because you have a kid and you trip on the kid that's dating your
Rex Life Raj, what's happening? Yeah. We were just talking about you. You feel me?
323-900-0478. Call in.
Somewhere Out There, baby. Go get that Somewhere Out There. Father Figure 3. Somewhere Out There tour. You feel me? Catch me. I'm going to be out there on the 17th, the 20th, and the 21st. Sac, San Francisco, and Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Hey, got those commercials, man.
Yeah, right quick.
Straight up the top of the dome. But it's dead ass people out here that's
17th,
just
so
wishing.
you ain't going to be in town, huh?
No.
He gone.
Man, we got a live show coming up.
We do.
Yeah, it's all good though.
Yeah, next time.
So is there what are we supposed? Is there anything we're supposed to do in relationships? Like, what are we? Because
at the very base level,
go ahead.
At the very base level in a relationship, I feel like you need to be like healthy, like as an individual. And like you owe it to the other person to be as healthy and complete as you can be for them, and vice versa. You know, like you want to be treated or you want to treat somebody how you would like to be treated. But if you're a fucking piece of shit and like you don't really treat yourself that good, that doesn't really say too much. That's why being as complete of a person as you can be before you even get in a relationship is important. It comes into play. So that's what I feel like at the very base level you owe someone else, is just like trying to be as put together as you can.
Yeah, I just think be you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna be with me, you gotta be with me at all cost of whoever I am, right? Because in that way, like I remember dating the mother of my child, and after we had a conversation after we split, she was like, I wasn't myself. So like I never really gave you the full me. And it's crazy because so at that point it didn't matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried. You know what I'm saying? And I've heard that around several women growing up. Like that just wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? I was doing everything for him. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's foul because although it's sweet in gesture, when it's time for him to return the favor, he can never really please you, even if he tried, because he don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who you are.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I say, like, give everybody your imperfections and all that shit, because we know the good shit. You know what I'm saying? The good shit, that shit come. Everybody gonna like the good shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like that you smart, you articulate, and you got a job, you got a degree. You know what I'm saying? You got 10 fingers and 10 toes. All that shit's cool. But it's down to the details. What is it that you're insecure about, or that's considered negative about you, that could cause problems in any relationship that I have to accept about you? Because once I get past that, or I can deal with that, it's really smooth sailing. Because now it's something you insecure about. Oh, you cool. I'm good. You ain't got to worry about that with me. Oh, okay, cool. Well, these are my imperfections. We good? I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because something that's heavy to me could be light to you. You know what I'm saying? Or, light to them. And it don't really matter. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just get caught up in the facade of trying to put on when we really should be taking shit off and just being bare. You know what I'm saying? What shit that you struggle with. You know what I'm saying? Period. And then once you get that out the way, y'all can just be, because now you know they really genuinely fuck with you, for you, in spite of everything. You know what I'm saying? So I think you give people your imperfections, and then I think that's at the base. That's what you should do in love. You know what I'm saying? How about you? Dance Hustle?
Me?
The married man. You married, Mark?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nah, not yet. You ain't joined the club yet, man.
Not yet.
Yeah, me, man. I'm just catching all this accountability vibes. Just listening. But yeah, for me, obviously, like, my accountability is at a high level. Like, kids and wife and kids, it'd be like, I'm on a damn near T.I. tip where it's like, hey, shout out to Tip, where it's like, it's just like, hey, man, I'm all in. You know what I'm saying? I'm 100% in. I'm 100% to make this thing be the best situation as possible for everybody. So, yeah. So with the kids and everything, my wife, happy wife, happy life. That's he don't necessarily buy into that, happy wife, happy life. But
I don't.
That's
why don't you?
Because that has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, happy wife, happy life just means a less stressful life for me. So I guess semantically you can kind of put in there like, okay, maybe because I'm not as stressed. But if she's getting everything she wants and I get nothing, how happy am I?
But that doesn't mean you don't get nothing.
But what I'm saying is in context, like all of the sayings, you know what I'm saying? Like your money is her money is her money. You know what I'm saying? And the way
I don't believe in that.
No, but I'm just saying that
kind of the.
But my point is, you know what I'm saying? It's
traditional structure.
Is women come first at all costs, and sometimes that needs not be the case.
Definitely, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, even in arguments, you know what I'm saying? It's like I hear it all the time where, well, what's your reason for that? Or just because? You know what I'm saying? What do you mean just because? Or just because it is what it is, or just because I'm a girl. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that comes from happy wife, happy life, because a lot of women live by that and aren't even married yet. They just know they come first. Period. Right?
Hey, don't be name dropping me when y'all see rappers, bro. My homie from high school was like, I saw I Am Sue at the gym. Name dropped you. Hope it's cool. No, it's
little
not.
Name drop.
Don't do that.
What's wrong? Come on, man. It's a little.
Bro, Dage told me something that really changed my perspective.
Shout out to Dage.
He was like, he's tapped in with a lot of creatives, a lot of rappers and stuff like that. So I could be your partner from like 8th grade or whatever, and we cool, we got our relationship. And then you go and I ain't really talk to you in high school, I didn't really see you. And then now we adults and you this famous rapper. And obviously I'm just playing with Ari, he could do whatever he wants. Like, that's really my partner. Yeah. But people really take the liberty upon themselves to have this entitlement, and be like, oh, because I grew up with this nigga and y'all do songs together, they'll pull all up into your section and be like, yeah, bro, like I fuck with Murph and shit. And Dage, said some shit. It's like, bro, I don't give a fuck who you know or who you friends with that you might have seen me take a picture with or that you think that I'm hella cool with. I don't even really like them. Like, the reality of it is, I don't even really like any of these people. But like on Instagram, you make it think like you make it look like, oh yeah, we best. Like, bro, I don't really like any of these people, to be honest.
Yeah.
So now you going and coming up to me like, yeah, I'm his homie. I'm like, bro, I don't really like him. You damn near fucked it up for you. You could have just came up here as
been
you.
yourself. Yeah, been yourself.
Clean slate.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's actually hilarious, though.
So that's the only reason I said that is because I don't want to be like a third party, like some nigga hitting me like, bruh, this nigga say he know you and you.
Yeah. I agree with that.
If you're my friend, just be my friend.
Yeah.
And if we happen to run into someone, then it's good.
Yeah.
But like,
that gotta be a strange experience.
It is
right?
strange.
Yeah,
it is a little strange, bro.
And it's like, I definitely know exactly what you're describing when it's like, you know.
Of course I'll be there.
Why do people feel that? I always wondered that, like, why people feel, some people feel like they got like some kind of like entitlement aspect. Remember, we're talking about accountability, but like entitlement is another aspect of it where people feel like, we know each other. We hung out. So, you know.
I think that's another fucking,
shout out to Melanie Victor too. She from Oakland.
Who?
I'm gonna be at Cookies on the 20th.
Bring some back, bro.
Shout out Ari.
The Actors
Happy
Lounge.
Farms. What's up? All this weed in my. What's up? I need sponsorship. I love you, Ari. I need sponsorship. Happy Farms. Trying to get this weed, y'all.
Yeah, well, I know. Earlier we was talking about, shout out to, we was at Lowell Farms. I just got to say this on the mic. It was at the spot just opened off like over there by Hollywood for my homegirl's Mimi's birthday. It was super dope. But I would just say this: it was like the Lowell Smokers restaurant. Like, Weed Cafe is the first weed cafe in like Southern California. It's a super like nice spot and like kind of like cool. It's like the cool trendy spot to be at right now. But it just got like, you know, I got there, the weed started hitting me or whatever, and I just started thinking about all the brothers in jail for weed. You know what I'm saying? It just like hit me. I was like, I feel like I down there couldn't even support the spot no more. It just like kind of just dawned on me. Me and my wife was talking, and I was just sitting there like, wow, like this weed just went to like, it's literally like
I'm sorry.
Corporate America just came in.
So,
sorry, go ahead, jump in.
So this is something I wanted to touch on earlier when we were talking about shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like you feel that way, and it's a byproduct of, it's like trauma, you know, because of how, you know, just conditioning, you know. We was the people that was selling weed and going to jail for life for it. We wasn't the only people selling weed, but we were the people that was going that
was holding down the block.
Yeah, we were going through that.
Yeah.
And so then now, at that point, when people would hear about weed and shit, it would be such a like, oh my God.
Yeah, a lot of negative connotation and taboo.
Exactly. T.I. is like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? But then you fast forward 20 years and it's not the oh my God.
Yeah.
So then when rules change, now
punishment's done.
20 years from now, that could be the law for T.I. to be taking, for you to take your daughter to the, and then no one would bat an eye.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And that's why I don't subscribe to like the whole, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
whatever.
You can't. I mean,
you will never please all the people
It's
all
learned
the time.
based on what? You know what I'm saying? And you said your sociology major, right? So, and that's my problem where I come from a lot of things. Once you really start critically thinking and you start tracing shit, like somebody set a rule and said this is okay and not okay. Why?
Money.
But the point is, why? You know what I'm saying? Because
certain things are the why.
I mean, in this time period, and in us, like, we live in a capitalist society. Yes, money. But from the beginning of time, it's always been about power and control.
Yeah, control.
So it's like these
which
rules.
Also, is money is a part of that.
Today, it's money. It's that we put
propaganda.
Exactly.
But
propaganda is going nuts right now.
But it has nothing to do with who I am personally and shouldn't dictate it. However,
Trev K.
many people are responding and saying something not because they truly really disagree.
Outrage culture.
Yeah, they just, well, this is what it's supposed to be, right? Like, we all supposed to be against
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? This
yeah.
is not supposed to be okay. It's not okay. I was talking.
Yo, I saw somebody type on Twitter, right? Are we fucking with? And it doesn't matter
Right.
who. Are we fucking with blah blah
Right.
again? yet?
H&M.
Are we fucking with
like,
Gucci again, y'all? Are we? And
Are we?
You're just waiting
Yeah,
for somebody
yeah,
to give you the
yeah,
green light
yeah.
to fuck with some shit.
Yeah,
and it's
'cause
like
I got these Gucci flip flops. I'm trying to.
bro, we've been like herded, you know, like because of just, you know, capitalism itself. It started very, very early, and the whole like,
You ever seen The Clockwork Orange?
yes, Kubrick. Yeah. It started out very early, you know, as far as like just population, as far as not control as far as the numbers, but just controlling
Mass
the
media.
direction,
Yeah.
the direction of where we spend our money, how we spend our money, how much we're spending our money, what we spend our time on, where we spend our time, like, you know what I'm saying? They convinced everybody like, oh yeah, everyone needs a home. That's the American dream, get a home. And then they like put people in financial debt, like, and fucked up loans and shit. They got you into the home, but then they fucked you over. And then it was like, all right, you got your home. Now, look, we're going to put ads on this new machine called a television, and every 15 seconds we're going to show you what you need to buy to put in your home. And that's where commercials and all this shit started, was just like American consumers, like, we need to sell you this vacuum, we need to sell you this washing machine, we need to sell you all this shit, you feel me? And then
Mass media.
it's just mass media. All right, so now everyone wear this. This is in season. This is the new trend. Like, everyone goes whatever way they're directed. So it's like, if you have a tool like the internet where you can reach everybody at one time, we all decide, oh yeah, bro, we not fucking with this no more. It could literally be the end of McDonald's. It could be the end of cats that run the world. You know, like, that shit is crazy.
The Popeye's chicken sandwich.
Oh my God, that shit's nuts.
I haven't driven. I went to KFC the other day, and he was like, "Thank God." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Man, we ain't getting no traffic in here."
Bro, I can't do it. I feel like they putting some shit in that damn sandwich.
I never had it.
I haven't had it.
The
You don't
line.
eat chicken?
Nah.
The line
What
too
you,
long. so I never had
vegetarian?
it.
Pescatarian.
Pescatarian? Okay.
Yeah.
What's lit? Yeah, that chicken sandwich, and just like, I agree with you, just anything in general, it's like, seem like what's going on is this mass. It's
Bro,
it's been that
I'm
way.
finna talk about. I'm finna talk about some shit, right? We were at the studio and the nigga was like, "Yeah, bro, I had the chicken sandwich. That shit was mid, or that shit was weak, or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, "Wait, you mean to tell me that Popeye's chicken, you feel me, didn't give you the best chicken sandwich you've ever had in your life? Like what did you think was gonna be different, bro? Like you let internet marketing convince you that, like, oh, I gotta have this. This is the best thing ever." And it was just like, you were just like everybody else, bro. Like, they tricked you. And this my partner. I'm looking at him like, damn, you let me down. I thought you were smarter than that. Like, you really thought it was gonna be something. It's Popeyes, nigga.
But think about how hard. Think of how, since we've been young, propaganda and mass media has been around, and everything that we want to do, decide to do, and how we want to do it. So can you imagine how hard it is to actually find you and whatever drives you in that? You know what I'm saying? When you have everything to filter out from what you're supposed to be, what you're going to be, and that's on top of being how you were raised, how your parents think they want you to be. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
it's not easy, but that's why, like, I remember
It's
that.
scary when you realize your parents didn't know what the fuck they was doing or what they were talking about, and they parents didn't know what they was talking about, and they parents didn't know what they was talking about either.
Ask the girl why you cut a chicken like that. She said, "I don't know. My mom cut the chicken like that." Well, why'd your mom cut the chicken like that? That's why you're supposed to cut the chicken. Is it? Ask your mom. Hey, why you cut the chicken like that? Shit, my grandma cut the chicken like that. I never really knew why. I just cut the chicken like that. So we don't have to cut the chicken like that? I mean, no, I've just been doing it. And
There's
that's
certain-
life.
There's certain
Exactly.
things I will say that there's things that do get passed on, and as human beings that we do inherit that we don't necessarily know why we do it, but it's like a necessary part of like the process. And just for example, this one I only push back a little bit, but I remember I was listening to this Joe Rogan podcast, and he was talking about like, you know, when we're like being hunters and gatherers and through anthropology tests and stuff like that, you could certain plants you gotta certain things you have to do in a certain way or else they'll be like poisonous versus like you being able to like, so you gotta treat some of these certain plants in the jungles, and it'll be like this long extended process that will get passed on through generations, and it'll be like if you do it out of order or whatever,
Fucking die.
Yeah, you'll die versus like being able to eat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so, and then the guy was saying like there's certain behaviors that we do as human beings that's exactly what he described, where we're just like we just learn it. We learn that behavior because we're still kind of in like survival mode in a sense. So like. If you grow up watching your mom cook chicken and she cuts it a certain way, you're just gonna automatically do all the steps that she does. You get what I'm saying?
That's yeah.
But it's yeah.
That's
so I
right.
agree with y'all.
That's
yeah.
that's
That's
to
right to
yeah
me.
yeah that's learn. You learn that, but then at the point when you become yourself and have your own conscience, you need to ask, why am I doing it like this? If it bothers you, you know what I'm saying, or if you're that curious about it, you know what I'm saying, because a lot of things we don't necessarily have to do. A lot of things we do to the benefit of others and to the detriment of ourselves if it's not really what we're about.
Yeah.
Period. You know what I'm saying? You go to school, like I know countless of women who want to go to school for dance, but their parents say, well, you can't go to school for dance because they don't put no money on it. You know, you can't do that, right? And so now they're in a career, something that they don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? And because their thought, like, hey, well, dang, you know what I'm saying? We're supposed to, now, dancers make money and you can make a living doing anything.
Yeah, you could do
My
it.
grandma told me, it's like, hey, don't spend all that time on playing them video games, right? Now I'm mad because I stopped playing video games and these niggas out here making millions. I was just talking to the homie TJ about this other day. Like, I'm trying to make my son learn how to play the computer game because these dudes are making millions. They have a League of Champions state-of-the-art building down here on Olympic. It's a video game building. This building is got to be worth $1 million. I'm like, that's just from video games. You know what I'm saying? But before,
You was a loser.
it was a detriment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not good.
But
But
that's what he was saying as far as times change, and that's the thing that I do agree is that we have people progress, things progress, and times do change, and there's people that are on the wrong side of history, during those changes. So you could end up, there was people that was against slavery. There was people that wanted to abolish slavery, and there was even people that's like in a window of time, even like for people that was in the fight of marijuana. Going back to that, is like there was people that was like vehemently against it, and they had their own personal interests probably, and there's people that was vehemently for it, and in the middle of that fight, at the head of that fight, because of people that was poor and are either just advocates for it, and they were ahead of the fight. They were ahead of the curve. You know what I'm saying? And because of that, they did a lot of time. And yeah, I just made, it just seeing that the products being laid out and everything being so corporatized and so packaged, where, growing up like in East Oakland or Oakland, just growing up buying dime sacks or 2 for 10s or 2 for 20s or, all this stuff from the homies on the block, and going through that whole process. It just is like, it kind of trips me out when you just go to a restaurant and they just serving you cannabis. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like, damn, like we, people that I know just went through hell for that, and it's no reciprocity, it's no what do you call that, like reparations, no release.
that they still in jail. You know what I'm saying? None of that
it's
can
just
be
like
redacted.
no redaction. It's just like it truly is a very strange experience. You know what I'm saying? To see in your own lifetime how something can go from so taboo, so
But that,
you know what I'm saying,
but
to
his
just so
point-
mainstream.
But to his point, that's why you don't judge and you just live your life. I tell people all the time. I used to hate when cashiers would cuss people out. That's rude to me. You know, people from the South, like I'm big on respect. Until I became a cashier, and I wanted to cuss some people out. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, you know, be careful with judgment because it could always be passed around on you. And a lot of black people judge a lot of other black people. We just did with the T.I., right?
Oh
You just
my
thinking
God.
like that. Oh, you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't do this, or you going to hell for this. I mean, Alicia Keys posted something today about her son painting his nails or something like that. But then the son caught himself like, nah, I can't do this because they're going to judge me for it.
You want to know the saddest part about that? A lot of that comes because of the slavery mindset.
Right.
And it's just like, you don't want, or I don't want the white people to see you doing this. I don't want you making us look bad in front of them. You make us look crazy in front of them. And it's like you have this mindset that you have to impress, or you're seeking approval.
Oppressed the oppressor.
You're mentally oppressed, obviously, because of this, like, feeling like you have to live up to a certain ideal that they have for you. And it's made up in your own head in the first place. You know what I'm saying? They gonna hate you regardless. They gonna call you a nigga regardless. But you like, oh, we don't, nah, bruh, don't do that because you gonna make us look crazy in front of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of that comes from, it's handed down from that.
And that be my basic premise. Like, be careful with how you judging people, because guess what? The same judgment. If your judgment should carry so much validation and so much validity, then why shouldn't the white man's? Because he don't want us here. He wants us to be slaves. You know what I'm saying? It was cool for them for us to be their type of Christian, but also be a slave. You know what I'm saying? And to do what they did to us. So if your judgment is okay, then why isn't his? And he has the power, right? In mass. You know what I'm saying? So be careful in passing judgment. You know what I'm saying? Be careful in passing judgment, because it can always be turned right around to you and right back to something that's taboo and not like, okay, back in the day, it was only men doing plays. Strange.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been around. You know what I'm saying? And what a guy in the comments said, he said, people want us to feel like we're so the same, because we are. We're just different in physicalness. In procreation, that's where we lie different.
Yeah.
But, you know, when I'm broke and if she broke, you know what I'm saying, we both feel that same broke and we don't like that shit. When I get upset and she get upset, we both don't like that shit. When something don't go my way or go, like when somebody died, that shit's all the same. How it manifests may be different, but life hits us all the same based on experience. You know what I'm saying? We all desire love, you know what I'm saying? And how we want to show that and articulate that may be different, but people are people, and life is about feelings. Bottom line. It don't matter what, and it always kills me. I'm like, look, if y'all hate gay people so much, straight people stop having them. But it ain't got nothing to do with you. It can't. My grandma raised me to be a devout Christian. I tried, but it wasn't in me to be as religious as she was. I'm more spiritual, but I can't go to 9 services a day. It's just not in me to do. You dig? So
I feel you. I'm the same way.
let the folks know where they can find you. You know what I'm saying? And what you got coming up next.
I have a few shows coming up on Rex Life Rage's Somewhere Out There tour. That's going to be on November 20th at hold on, let me get my
You say you had something on the 17th too, right?
yeah, actually that's on the 17th in Sacramento. That's going to be at Starlit. And then the 20th, San Francisco at the Independent, and the 21st, Santa Cruz at the Atrium Catalyst. Yeah, man, come pull up on this. Myself, Rex Life Rise, some other incredibly talented artists and musicians. I'm writing a bunch of music for some really dope artists right now. Martine's project just dropped. I co-wrote a couple songs on his project, Go Get 8.
That's what's up.
And co-wrote some really dope songs that are gonna be dropping in the next couple of months, man. I won't talk about it too much, but I've definitely been working a lot. I'm blessed. Gonna be releasing some solo music pretty soon, probably top of the year. A couple more videos dropping from What You Wish For, the EP I just dropped a couple months ago. Yeah, man, I'm just mobbing, bro. Putting one
Getting
foot
it
in front
in.
of the other. Yeah, I'm blessed.
Give me your Instagram.
I_AM_YMTK. If you just type in YMTK, you'll probably find it. You can hit me at ymtk.com and find all my socials there as well. ymtk.me, actually.
And what's YMTK?
Young Murph the Kid with 2 D's.
Young Murph.
Yes,
Yo.
sir.
You gonna, all right, so I'm gonna go. So all right, yeah, Veterans Day is tomorrow. Shout out to all the vets. So I
Yes,
got
sir.
my shirt on, you know what I'm
see.
saying, to
Congratulations.
represent.
Respect.
To shout out to the active military as well. You know what I'm saying? They the next generation of the veterans. And yeah, salute to anybody out there that's putting in that work. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all because that's how we able to sleep tight at night. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate all that.
Straight up. As soon as you said sleep tight, I
Yeah.
yawn. That's great.
Yeah, yeah, because it's that time. It's that time. And then you know, the Raiders have a game back in the AFC West, so you know what I'm saying. You know what it is, and we'll see how it goes. The marathon continues.
Speaking of which, we're trying to bury these Rams down there and put the Seahawks down a bit. So that'll work. That'll be lovely.
One quick thing. I'm sorry to cut you off, because I want to let you end it or whatever. But we got a show. So this time next week, anybody that is tuned in is tapped into us. We the November 17th, 8 p.m. You gonna tune in. When you tune into our episode, we're gonna be live on location. It's gonna be a lituation, and we're gonna be at Sage Bistro. It's in Old Town, Pasadena. Sage Vegan Bistro in Old Town, Pasadena. The party is gonna start at 6. If you want to pull up, you know what I'm saying. We're gonna start the beverages and the vegan cuisine, and we're gonna be vibing out. But if you want to catch the show, that's gonna be at 8 p.m. So me and Detroit and some special guests.
Yo, that's what's good. That's what's good. So again, live show next week. Please tune in and come through for that. If definitely if you can. So man, Dance Hustles in the spot. Accountability, people. What is it? It's subjective again. Do you know what I'm saying? Be your best self, you know what I'm saying? Love thyself, you know what I'm saying? First rule and thumb is know thyself. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go from there. And you know, I don't believe in trying to make people match. You know what I'm saying? I just want to have a good time with you. I fucked with you the long way because we good together. You know what I'm saying? I don't want it to be forced. Be your own individual. Don't let the world tell you what you're supposed to do. Accountability is whatever you think it is and whoever you have to be accountable to. But it's been a great night. Great. Appreciate meeting you, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
It's really smart dude. I like your thought process, and I love. We get a lot of smart women in here too that come through here because he know everybody in the world. I swear.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also nice when we get a gentleman in here who can articulate. And at the end of the day, the relationship game right now is two men trying to give women opinions and thought process looks inside of us because they say we never talk.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a lot to say, regardless of what the popular demand or popular beliefs may think that we have nothing to say.
Yeah.
And here you come out here with a mouthful of intellectual things to say and knowledge, and I can appreciate that. And I hope some woman out there and some ladies was able to take something again because they really feel like we don't care, we don't feel, we don't have an opinion, and when we do, they feel like everything we do is arbitrary and driven by sex.
Mm-hmm.
And we, a lot more than that. But it's been a relationship game, and I felt accountable today. I learned something. Appreciate you, Dance Hustle, YMTK. Man, I gotta listen to that music.
Yes, sir.
But it's time to get up out of here. I am Doncho Detroit. This is the relationship game. We up out of here. Yeah.
Nice.
Take some flicks.